Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Mukesh English, and this is Mukesh SONI. Friends, in this video we are going to have the discussion of an excerpt from A Midsummer Night's Dream, a famous play by William Shakespeare, and this lesson is in the syllabus of second semester BCA B.Sc Generic English under Bangalore City University. And in this video I'm going to give you the summary of this excerpt along with the important questions. So stay connected, means to say keep watching till the end of the video along with the important questions. So let's begin it. The following we have here two excerpt. We have here the two parts, the two sections of this play are in the syllabus. Which are the two sections? One is here Act 3, Scene 1 and Act 4, Scene 1. We don't have the complete play in the syllabus. Keep in the mind, the complete play is not in the syllabus. That's not possible. We have only the two important scenes. One scene, Scene 1 from Act 3 and Scene 4, Scene 1 from the Act 4. Now we will discuss scene wise or the act wise. So I'm trying to give you the summary of each section or each excerpt. So the very first we'll discuss here a Midsummer Night's Dream, Act 3, Scene 1. So the setting of the play is here. The scene takes place in the woods, in the jungle near Athens, and we have the characters: the Quince, who is a carpenter; the Snug, who is a joiner; the Bottom, who is a weaver; the Flute, the bellows mender; Snout, the tinker; Starveling, the tailor; Puck, who is also known as Robin Goodfellow; and Titania, the fairy queen. So with the help of the key points, we'll try to summarize it. So now we have very first important point is here, the rehearsal of the actors. Here they are called as a mechanicals. We can also call them as an actor. So the scene begins with a group of amateur actors, the mechanicals, who are rehearsing their play. What's the name of the play? Pyramus. What's the name of the play? Pyramus. Please correct my pronunciation as far as this play is concerned. The play title Pyramus and Thisbe, which they hope they are going to perform at the Duke Theseus' wedding. So Bottom, Quince, Flute, Snout, Starveling, and Snug, they are concerned about the many elements of the play, and they discuss how to handle the important parts that might scare the ladies in the audience. How to handle those particular sections of the play which will scare the ladies in the audience. For example, the Pyramus suicide and the appearance of the lion. So in this manner, we find here these actors, they are going to do the rehearsal and they are discussing about the important elements of the play. So now they decide to include a prologue to reassure the audience that no harm will come to anyone, and they will explain that the lion is just Snug in disguise. So who is in the form of Nayak? Who's in the form of lion? That's a Snug. So this is how they are having a discussion about the play, about the drama. Then a lot of rehearsal is going to bring a trouble. How? The actor continues to do the rehearsal, and Bottom comically misinterprets and overreacts his lines. And they also discuss how to represent the moonshine and the wall in the play. Eventually, they decide that someone should play the role of the wall and somebody should hold a lantern, and the lantern or the lantern represents the moonshine. So should play the role of the wall and somebody should hold the lantern so that they can show the moonshine. So more rehearsal. So Puck does some kind of a mischief. So what happens? There's a mischievous fairy, that is Puck, enters the scene and observes the rehearsal with a lot of happiness, observing, and he decides to play a trick on the actors. So what is the trick on the actors? When Bottom steps aside, Puck magically transforms his head into that of a donkey. Unaware, he becomes an ass, he becomes a donkey, and unaware of his transformation, Bottom returns to his friends who are terrified and run away screaming. So the friends got terrified by the appearance of Puck as a donkey. So now what happens? Titania enchantment. Titania, the fairy queen, who is under an enchantment that makes her fall in love with the first creature she sees upon waking, which is sleeping nearby. She awakens and she finds Bottom with his donkey head. Under the spell, she immediately falls in love with Bottom and orders her fairy attendants. Who are the fairy attendants? Peace Blossom, Cobweb, Moth, and Mustard Seed to care for him and fulfill all his wishes. So, Titania is in love with Bottom. Then Bottom, who is enjoying the attention but not aware of his transformation, he doesn't know his head has become the donkey's head, and he happily goes with Titania and her fairies. So what happens later? So this is a summary of the Act 3, Scene 1. So in this Act 3, Scene 1, what do we find? We find the elements of comedy, magic, and the theatricality, advancing the plot while highlighting the transformative power of both love and performance. So this is summary of the Act 3, Scene 1. Now we are going to summarize the Act 4, Scene 1. So where does this Act 4 happens here? This scene takes place in the forest near Athens, same place. Titania, we have here the fairy queen. Bottom, the weaver who has donkey's head, and the peace blossom, cobweb, moth, mustard seed. They're all the fairies. They are attending Titania. Oberon. Oberon is the fairy king. Puck, who is also known as Robin Goodfellow, and Theseus, the Duke of Athens, the Raja, the King of Athens, and Hippolyta. Hippolyta is the queen of the Amazons, betrothed to Theseus, and Aegeus is the Hermia's father, and the four lovers we find here: Hermia, Lysander, Helena, and Demetrius. Demetrius, quite complicated names, not our Indian names, obviously. So Greek Titanian bottom. So already Titan bottom, they're in love with each other. So the scene opens with Titania dotting on bottom, who still has the head of a donkey. She lavishes him with affection and orders her fairy attendants to take care of him and to cater all his needs. Titania and Bottom, they lie down together to sleep. Then Oberon and Puck appears here. Oberon enters the scene and he observes Titania and Bottom. He is very happy with how his plan has worked out, as Titania's enchantment has caused her to fall in love with the ridiculous looking man Bottom. Oberon reveals that he has obtained the Indian boy from Titania, which was a reason for the enchantment. Feeling satisfied and bit remorseful, Oberon decides to release Titania from the spell, from the magic, from the jadoo. He touches her eyes with the magic flower. She awakens. She's shocked to realize that she has been in love with a donkey. So that was Oberon's magic. Oberon explains what happened, and Titan is horrified and embarrassed. Oberon, Oberon then orders Puck to remove the donkey's head from Bottom. Then we find here restoration. How Puck obeys and restores Bottom to his normal human form. Now the Bottom has become a human being, from donkey to human being. Oberon and Titania, then they plan to attend Theseus' wedding celebration. So Oberon and Titania, they go to attend Theseus' wedding celebration. Now Theseus, Hippolyta, and Aegeus. Theseus, Hippolyta, Aegeus, they enter the forest. They are on a hunt. They come across the four lovers sleeping, and Theseus orders that the hunting horns be sounded to wake them up. The lovers gradually awaken. They are confused about how they ended up in the forest. Then the lovers conflict. The Lysander explains to Theseus that He and Hermia came to the forest to escape Athenian law and they wanted to get married. Demetrius, now under the influence of the love potion, a kind of liquid, a kind of juice, declares that he no longer loves Hermia and he's in love with Helena. Theseus, seeing that the love conflicts are resolved, decides to overrule Aegeus' demand and allows the couples to marry. He invites them to return to Athens and join in the wedding festivities. Then, Bottom's awakening. Bottom awakens alone. He is very confused by a strange dream. He decides to have Quince write a ballad about his dream, which he calls Bottom's Dream, because it has no bottom, that is unfathomable. You can't fathom it. So finally, this Act 4, Scene 1 of Midsummer Night's Dream is an important scene where the chaos caused by the love potion, love juice is resolved finally. The lovers' conflicts are settled. Titania and Oberon are reconciled. Bottom has come back to his normalcy as a human being, donkey to human being. The scene sets the stage for the joyous conclusion of the play, highlighting the themes of love, magic, and the restoration of order. So, this is how I have tried to give a brief summary of the excerpt from Midsummer Night's Dream by William Shakespeare. Now, we have few important questions which will help you to recall the complete story. So, stay connected, don't run away. How does Quince describe Nick Bottom? Why? Quince describes Nick Bottom as the most brave actor, meaning that he's a confident and bold tradesman. However, Quince also mentions that Bottom is an honest man, which implies that he is trustworthy and virtuous. Is Pyramus and Thisbe meant to be a comedy or tragedy? And how do you think the audience will react? The Pyramus and Thisbe, the play within the play in Shakespeare's Midsummer Night's Dream, is presented by the mechanicals, means to say the actors. In its original context from Ovid's Metamorphoses, Pyramus and Thisbe is a tragic love story. So the audience reaction is always enjoyable and they always appreciate. And amusement and appreciation is the reaction of the audience. Then we have the third question. What problem do the craftsmen foresee in Pyramus killing? This worries the craftsman, who reason that if the lion frightens any of the noble ladies in the audience, they will be executed, they will run away. Since they are only common laborers, they do not want to risk upsetting powerful people. So they are afraid that the lion on the stage might make the ladies to run away. What are the two hard things that Quinn sees? Number one, the difficulty of finding a suitable location to rehearse and perform the play because they need a place that is both solitude, alone, I mean to say the silent and secure from being interrupted or discovered by others. Second hard thing is here the challenge of presenting the character of the lion in the play because Quince is worried whether they will be able to convincingly portray the ferocity and strength of a lion using only the limited acting skills and resources. So these are the two hard things which Quince observes. How does Puck describe the craftsmen? Does it suit them? Puck uses the term hempen, homi, hempen, hempen homespuns to describe the craftsmen, implying that they are simple, rustic, and unsophisticated. Why do the actors flee from the forest? When the donkey-headed Bottom re-enters the scene, the other men become terrified and they run for their lives. Note what Bottom asked Titania for meal. What is its effect on the reader? Bottom asks a handful or a two of dried peas. Next question we have here. Why does Oberon play a trick on Titania? To gain the child, Oberon is willing to play a trick on Titania, putting a love juice potion in her eyes so that she falls in love with the first creature she sees, which happens to be Bottom. Who helps him play this trick? Who helps Oberon to play this trick? Puck. How does Bottom perceive his experience after waking up? Bottom perceives is just like a dream. The dream titled Bottom's Dream because it is so deep that it has no bottom. It is unfathomless. I'm sorry, it is fathomless. Then, okay. So, friends, this is how I have given the summary. I have tried to summarize the important chapter, Midsummer's Night Dream, the excerpts, and just look into the description box. You'll find all the 6 lessons, notes, 6 lessons videos, grammar videos, last 2 years question paper solution. So do subscribe the channel, click on the like button, share this video to your friends. If you have any questions, reach me at mukeshenglish@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching this video. I wish you good luck for the examination. Stay connected with Mukesh English.